It's safe to say a lot of people that clicked on this video have inconsistent aim on controller, so I'm going to give you a practical explanation and aim routine to actually fix your aim on console. I highly recommend that you watch the whole video, as I'll be explaining a key concept that I haven't seen anybody else talk about in any other aim guides for Marvel Rivals. So here's how to actually fix your aim on controller and fix your inconsistency. So the main problem that people have with inconsistency is your own movement. Now I'm not talking about just strafing. Everybody knows that you should move while aiming. I'm talking about what's known as movement aim. So when you move your right stick, as you can see, it's very free. You can move up, down, left, right, anywhere. This freedom paired with fast moving targets is what makes aiming so hard in this game. So what we want to do is use our own movement to do a lot of the hard work and use our right stick to make smaller movements. Movement based aiming will allow you to hit those really hard shots and stay on target for longer. It's really as simple as that. The hardest part is consciously thinking about your own movement in game. So in your next few games, I want you to think about copying the enemy strafing pattern with your own movement. Eventually this will become second nature and you'll be able to do it subconsciously. I learned about this style of aiming by watching crazy high sensitivity Overwatch players such as Prophet and Lip, who absolutely dominated that game with how good their aim was on such a high sensitivity. So the reason why they could control their sensitivity is because they were using their own movement to compensate for their aim. So incorporating movement aim paired with the aim assist of your right stick will allow you to track so much better. It's like the people who don't use this style of aiming are making aiming harder for themselves. It doesn't have to be that way. The only downside to movement based aiming is that your targets are easier, however you become an easier target to hit as well. So if you want to take this to the next level, you'll need to learn how to incorporate your movement aiming and regular strafing at the same time. And this will only come with practice and in-game experience. So overall, all you need to do to kind of learn how to aim this way is just use your movement to copy what your enemy's doing. So if they move to the left, you move to the left. If they move to the right, you should move to the right as well. And that's pretty much it. It basically makes the aiming so much easier for yourself because your left stick is doing most of the work. In some situations, you barely have to even move your aim stick to hit all of your shots. So next I want to show you my aim routine that will help you learn to aim a lot better. The fastest way to improve your aim is to practice your aim while consciously trying to hit your shots. So don't just shoot bots without thinking. Slow it down and make sure your shots count and think about your own movement. So just copy these practice settings, and I'd recommend using Hella or Punisher to practice. Punisher if you want to improve your own tracking, and Hella if you want to improve the timing of your shots. You need to practice both. I use Punisher first, I do that for about 5 minutes or so, and then I use Hella for another 5 minutes. And like I said, the way you should train is consciously trying to hit your shots. Even if that means you have to slow your aim down, focus on the target and not your crosshair, and then focus on matching your movement with the target. And if you incorporate movement aiming into your playstyle, you'll see an instant improvement with your aim. So no matter what sensitivity you use, no matter what settings you use, or controller, or what platform you're on, using your own movement to compensate, and then using your right stick or mouse to do the micro adjustments, it just makes everything so much easier. Now that you understand how movement aim works, I'm going to give you some tips on how to fully take advantage of your aim to help you win more games. The first is off angles. So taking an off angle refers to you positioning yourself to the left or to the right of your team. If you think about it, most maps are split into 3 lanes, which is the left, the middle and the right. If you are a ranged DPS like Hella or Punisher, you need to be taking advantage of off angles because they basically allow you to shoot targets that are not aware of you. It makes it so easy to get more value when the person that you're shooting doesn't know that you're there. The second they become aware of you, all you have to do is just go back to your team and then reposition to a different off angle and then rinse and repeat. The next tip is target priority. Once you learn to aim better, who you shoot becomes just as important as hitting your shots. Targeting vulnerable enemies or supports to draw out their resources will allow your team to get a massive advantage in the teamfight. For example, if you know that Loki still has his lamps, take the off angle then target him. This will cause him to use his resources, and people don't realise just how important it is to hit your shots even if you don't get the kill. You putting pressure on the other team will make them use their valuable cooldowns and resources that could win you the game. I've also had a lot of questions about control freaks and if I use them or if they improve your aim. I do use control freaks. I use one high rise vortex on the right stick and I've been using them for almost 10 years. I definitely cannot play without them. They are definitely worth using if you don't already have them because they allow your stick to have a wider range of motion but also finer micro adjustments for your aim. And the final thing I want to talk about is aim assist. Arguably this is the most important thing to understand as we controller players need aim assist to actually aim. It's the reason why PC and console cannot queue together in competitive, and if you understand how aim assist works and pair it with movement aiming, you'll definitely see a huge difference with your aim. In Marvel Rivals there are two types of aim assist, your standard aim assist and rotational aim assist. I went over both in my settings video, however I feel it's important to mention this again because it all ties together with your movement. So rotational aim assist is the aim assist that you get when you move your left stick. This is why it's very important to understand that movement aiming will give you more aim assist and that your character movement dead zone actually matters. You need to change this value so that it is as low as possible so that your left stick is as responsive as possible. When you have a low movement dead zone, the game thinks that you're moving at all times because of the small amount of drift on your controller. This will allow you to always have rotational aim assist active while you play. So overall, movement aiming actually makes it easier to hit moving targets, but also gives you more aim assist, which is crucial for hitting your shots on console. So that's pretty much it. I really wanted to include some more of my clips, however I ran out of time, so I'll put them in now for the people that want to see more. And yeah, thank you very much for watching. Be sure to like the video if you did enjoy it, and I hope it helps at least one person, because then it'll be worth it. So yeah, I hope you enjoy the rest of the gameplay.
This is real firepower!
It's spider time!
I can feel your pain.
Double KO! That's 3! Wow, 4 in a row!
Good thing I was here. Stick around!
Double KO!
Armed and dangerous! Again! 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 Again!
That's 3! Wow, 4 in a row!
It seems we have company.
By
the arm of Agamotto! Armed
Supposed to